Hello, I'm back. Okay, so yesterday on the last session, we did this picture wall frame. So just a brief summary. We started the last session thinking that I could get a more accurate wall picture frame placement through mesh sampling on the wall and using a spline to sort of act as a bounding box to keep all the frames within a certain area. But I was having trouble using the spline sampler onto the PCG graph that I already made. So I wasn't sure why it wasn't creating points on the old graph that I had. So, I spent quite a bit of time on it, and then in the end I decided you know, it's better to just skip the over-engineered solution and then just go straight into a simple implementation of my idea. So in the end, what I did was just to create a spline using it as a bounding box as well as the same points to just spawn all these picture frames. It looks quite sparse right now. My end goal is to make this wall quite densely packed with photos and pictures, but just for a first pass, I think it just gets the idea through. We can fine tune these values quite easily once I do my second pass. Yeah. So today I will be going through another PCG. So this PCG would be let's see, I'm using this slide to just show what's going on. I'm gonna be working on the bookshelves today. Or maybe the books PCG. So I have a reference picture here. So the idea is to, let me zoom in. I can't zoom in. So when I'm looking at this picture, right, I'm actually seeing two types of PCG, but I want to explain the limitations that I'm seeing right now, especially within the time frame that I want to finish this project in. Hopefully by next week. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I'm hoping to finish this one by next week. Um, so in this bookshelves, all these books that are lined up within the shelves right here. As you can see, they are sort of leaning on each other, not standing perfectly straight. I don't think I'll be able to implement this into the PCG graph. I might just do a quick one using spline and then just generating the books stacked up together, just side by side, like this uniformly, instead of doing a leaning one, because I think it's still possible to do, but it might take quite a bit more time invested for a little bit more visual flair. I'm not sure whether it's worth it to pursue, but I might think about it as we approach the second pass of set dressing. So as I was saying, I'm seeing two types of PCG here. One is for the horizontal PCG, which is for the bookshelves, and one which is a vertically stacked one. The reason why I think we need two is because the one on the bookshelf is like perfectly straight on the bottom edge where it's resting on the shelf, just like the floor ones. And the ones that are leaning vertically, you can see that they are kind of stacked quite I'm not sure what's the word for this randomly. Like some could be a bit more right, some could be a bit more left. Yeah. So yeah, so that's why I'm doing two, just to simplify the process a bit more. I'll be using spline. Yeah, I think I'll get the most control out of spline, and it will be pretty fast. Uh, Let me see if I'm missing anything here. Yeah, we can use this as the floor, bookshelves. Yeah. Yeah, so the trick to make it look a bit more disorganized is that maybe I can fill up uh the bookshelf, like one of this shelf with just like maybe one spline and then not fill it out all the way, and then maybe hand place some books that are leaning, which are slanted a little bit here, just to hopefully get that look across that, it's been neglected for a while. But that's the plan. I'm gonna start on that right now. Same thing. Yeah. I was just thinking whether I wanna do just a PCG graph or to use a blueprint. With an already created spline within the blueprint, like what I did with the walls here. So let me just pull it out just for example. Yeah, you see this blueprint itself has a spline in it, and then you got your PCG graph within it itself. Right here. Right. So the PCG will get this spline specifically. But if I were to do this method for the bookshelf method, then I'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times 3, 12. 12 blueprints minimum just for this area here. Which I think is not a smart idea. So what I'm gonna do is just create a PCG graph. I'll call it the horizontal bookshelf books stack. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me just pick out an empty graph. PCG horizontal book stack. Yeah, let me move this over here. So let's see. I'm thinking I'll pull out add spline. Oh, sorry, I mispressed. Add spline. Oh, type. So let me readjust my stuff. Oh wait, get spline data. Right. So we're gonna get all work actors must overlap self by tag horizontal quiet books. So just for sanity's sake, I'm gonna just pull this out straight away. Right, this I'm gonna just move this in here. Maybe move it somewhere centralized to the book shelves. I'm gonna adjust the collision. Is it somewhere here? Is it this? Oh yeah, it is. So 30 looks good. 30. And let's do like 10. Oh, 10 is too short. 20 probably. Okay, I'll do 30. 30 by 30. Maybe I should make this bigger. Let's move this to the center of the room. I feel like we could stack a bunch of books here too. So I'm gonna encompass the whole room. 40 by 50. Right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So the main reason why I want to put this down is because I wanted to add in the spline straight away so that I can check the data and make sure everything's working before I invest too much into this graph. I'm not so confident after yesterday's hiccup, and I'm not confident in the PCG's integrity here. Click tag. I'm just gonna copy what I wrote there. Horizontal books. Put this in. Let's call it horizontal books. Spline. Yep. Save it. I'm gonna check data. Okay, nice. We have it. Nice. Easy. So we gotta get. Oh, we got a sample spline here. Spline sampler. Look at that. Easy. Oh, sorry. So we're gonna do it by distance. Distance increment. I think it was like 5 or something. Oh, I can't see properly. Five is a bit small. I mean, a bit wide. 111. How many points is that? 100. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. I'll do 5 first. Okay, we'll just debug this and we'll see how it looks. Can't tell. Can't tell very well. Okay. So next is we want to. I guess the quickest way is to just static mesh spawner straight away. Or I'll be surprised if this works straight away. Because I think that the different book thickness, there's different book thickness depending on the size. Right. So this one looks like it's stacked up quite well actually, but mine, I'm not jinx it. Okay, we can actually just add in more. So let's just put in more books. We had A, let's put, wait, did I put A already? Now I'll put B. Book, B. Oh, it's like the same thickness, yo. Hang on, let me take a look. Oh yeah, it looks, oh, they made it so easy. It's all the same thickness actually. Just the height is different. Okay. So actually, what I want to do is that you see that it's like standing sort of, the books are standing behind. I want to push this forward a bit. So what I can do is transform point. Right. So let's take this out. Transform point into static mesh spawner. This uniform scale, absolute scale, absolute offset. Does that make sense? So I know it's the y direction because it's the x. I mean, it's the green arrow that I want to move it by. And then move it to the side here. We're looking at this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just checking whether you guys can see it. So 5, 5. It did shift it where I want it to, sort of. Let me slow down a bit. 5 is not enough. So let's move it to 15. 15 is pretty good, actually. And then let's do 10, 20. So you don't want it, I don't want it to, oh, that was 9, 29, 20. So I don't want it to be too straight. So I'm just giving it a range so it can sort of organize itself. Very nice. So next thing I want to do is add in all the, we got 6 books. So I'm going to add in all the other books here. Book C. Book D. Book E. Oops. Book F. Alright. So now it's all there. It's all there. I don't even have to. Yeah, nice. So let me just move this out a bit more because I think, yeah, that's pretty alright. So I'm gonna take a look at this again, my reference, and I'm gonna see, like, there's obviously a more common size here, and the bigger books are less common. Since all our books thickness are the same, it's the same, we can, actually we can change the thickness of the books a little bit, but not too much, because we can't, after changing the thickness of it, right? I'm gonna just exaggerate here a bit. We'll just do 0. Just to show what going on in my head here. 0.3. Oh, oops. It's locked. We want to scale it on the X, so 0.3. Yeah, did I do it right? So let's scale. Oh, it's weird. This is the height, right? Anyway, this will prove my point enough. You see that once it becomes thinner, it loses. I mean, yeah, they're not standing side by side anymore. You just have like empty spaces in between the books, which is not exactly what I want. So yeah, let me sort this back to 1, this to 1. I think this is what we want, 0.7. For some reason, it's also reducing the height. So let me see if I'm right here. Okay. Interesting. Oh, because of this uniform scale thing. So I'm just gonna solve this to 7. Yeah. So just a little bit here. Um, hmm. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is actually, I think it'll be cool if some of the books don't show the binding side. So I'm gonna do a noise, density noise, and then we'll do density filter. Oh, no. Uh, yeah, sure, why not? So we'll just do two filters, right? So this first filter will be from 0 to 0.5. I'll just do an easy 50-50 split. Right, so if you're down here, I don't need to change how you look. Alright, but if you're up here, transform, or I guess we can do rotation. I guess not. We have a transform point again. Transform point. It's gonna be on the z-axis, so we'll turn it 1080 and 180. And then we'll move this down here. Okay. So now it looks like that. Uh, uh it's poking out a bit. So I guess we need to offset this by a bit. We need to offset this. Okay, so we're moving this out here to here. Hang on. I didn't mean to make this. Okay, wait. um this is the point, right? So we want to keep this here, and then we want to keep a transform point here. Transform point. Then we'll move this down here. We'll take this value, we'll put it here, here, and then move that. Let's see. So now it's semi-okay. How does it look like? It's not as filled anymore though. I think what we have to do is offset it. Even though so the rotation, does that change anything? Yeah. So it's not exactly in the center here. So I'll just try -10 and -20. So now it's moved too far back. So I can see that some of the points have rotated into another point, which is weird because why? Why does he want to do that? Let me try this. And 20. Okay, maybe I'll just do 0.20. Okay, there's a lot of guess and check in this. That's far. Two. Okay. I see there's some books that are in other books. Which is weird to me. Let's debug, disable. Okay, all this looks correct, right? And then that's gonna disable one. So I feel like I need to do an absolute offset here. Because it's shifting by one book, right? To hang on, trying to find the spline. Never mind, it's fine. Because it's shifting one book to the left on the x-axis. So I'm just gonna do a hard offset to the right on the x-axis. That makes sense? Maybe I do a -5. -5. Yeah. So now it's all in the right spot. So root is 0. So what needs to happen now is enable that. Okay. Next is I want to shift this backwards, I think. Like 4? No. I'll move this forward. So 5 to 10, I think. 5 to 10. Yeah, that looks good. But there is a lot more than I want to see here. So one of these, I'm going to disable that. I want to see more binder side. I want to see more sides that are binders. So I'm going to reduce the amount here. I don't know why I'm dragging it. So I'll do 0.85. 0.85. And this one will go to 0.85. Right? Yeah. Okay, that might be a bit too little now. Okay, I need to find a different kind of filter here. Density. Let me see if I can density. No. Weird how they don't show you what's outside of the filter. Filter. I think if we do attribute filter, it does. Yeah. Target attribute is I think it's called density. Let me take a look here. Dollar density. use constant threshold. Yeah. Then we'll do 0.85, not 0.67, sure. So we don't need this. Delete that, delete that. So what's more than 0.75 goes up there, what's lower goes there. Yeah, so now I just need to adjust one value. Yeah, yeah. Easiest PCG so far. Let me think whether I need to do anything more. Probably not. I don't think I need to do anything. What is this guy doing over here? Hang on, let me double check that. What's this guy doing over here? Shifted one, right? Maybe I'm wrong? Maybe I shifted to 5? Alright, and now they're overlapping. Oh, but this guy is still here. Hang on, now I need to figure out which one's which. Oh, it's from this guy? Maybe I should use absolute. So when I did absolute, this shifted off. Maybe I do 5 and 10. Oop. 0. Can you guys see this? Let me shift this more there. I think we gotta do -10 and -5. Nope. 15. Now it's floating. Let me shift it back to normal. Okay, I'm wondering why. I'll debug this, disable that. Dude, this guy is such an outlier. What are you doing over there? Search spline. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see any more points like super out of the way. And move it back. It could be just a glitch. Nope, it's still there. Why? Maybe it's too far. Maybe I just do 15, 10, and 5. Enable that. But his X is still super far. Need to move by 5. And then this one doesn't shift at all. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe this should be a maybe 5 and -5. Does that line up? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can accept this. Yeah, that's probably the way. Okay, we can disable this. Yeah. So we're gonna take this spline. Maybe I don't want to perfectly fill all of them. But I think like the top one, like the top shelf would have the most filled. Should have the most filled. Okay, that's the problem. Not a problem here. We gotta get select multiple. Save that. Right. I'm just gonna fill out the whole shelf first. I'm gonna create a new folder, call it bookshelf spline. Right. Then we're gonna take splines. We'll take all these spines, move it in there. Okay. I'm just gonna take one spline. I just need to populate the rest of this. And then I'll do a fine tune on how many I want. Oh, so easy. Oh, when everything works. Oh my gosh, when everything works. I feel like yesterday I might have messed up. It could have been a bug, but I'm feeling like it's a 20% chance that the spline uh issue was a engine problem, and 80% it's a me problem. Yeah. So now we got this. Okay, I'm just wondering why I'm seeing some white stuff there, but that's the spline. So now we'll adjust how much I want to see. That's good. Right, so I want to take this. I might want to pull it out like that. Yeah, that's cute. So this one might have like look a bit more. Like I'm imagining maybe this, the top row is less touched because it's like it's just higher. Nobody wants to mess with those. But could still have some books, right? I mean, it could still have some missing books here and there. Oh, 9. So something like maybe it fell out due to an earthquake or storm. Right? Oh, now I can go in. I can put in some books myself, or put in some statues or trash. Pretty good, pretty easy. We'll start from here. Okay, like that. Thinking if I move it up like that. No, it doesn't look too obvious that there's missing books there. Yeah, that's good. So now I go to 2. So I could be missing a large amount. 3. Right, this gets a bit more splotchier. Yeah. 4. Yeah. Yeah. Everything is coming together. Mm. Sorry. Taking a sip of water. So now I'm moving it here. So I'm just trying to not make it look too what's the word? Like there's a pattern. Like you can tell there's like a certain pattern. More pattern than what I want to show. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, right? Right? It's coming together. I think here we're missing one little bit here. I'd rather have that little bit there. I'm just gonna take this, gonna put it there. Oh. Oh yeah, one last thing. Right. So right now the distribution of big books and small books are all about the same. So you see like it's a bit, I don't know, it just doesn't look as good. So I want the big books. Let me find what they're called here. What alphabet is this? Is E and C, F and B. E and C is big, F and B is medium. So we go here, go to the array, we go to E and C. We want lesser of them, so I'm gonna do 0.2, or you can only do fixed number. So we'll do 2, and E will be 2. B and D, right? B, hang on, now I can't remember what's medium. B and F. B and F is medium. So F, I'm thinking 4. 4. Right, so the rest is 6. So I'll do 4 here. I'll do 4 here. So the small, yeah, big and medium would be out of 10. It's out of 10, okay? The odds are out of 10. And still not as what I want to see here. So I'm gonna do this maybe 2, maybe give this. Oh, mine is B. It's supposed to be 4. B and F. 4, 4. Yeah. So I think since I took out 1, I'll do 5. 5. Maybe I'll change it to 3. A and C, right? No, I'll do no. I'm confused. I'm confused. uh yeah. It's a little bit better. I don't think it matters a lot to anybody else, but it matters to me. And that's what's important. Okay, so we're gonna do the vertically stacked one. Let me think. Trying to take a stretch. Um, okay. The stretch, I mean, it's not gonna be tough, I think. Just make sure I save everything first. I'll close this. What I'm gonna do is take this PCG that we just did, change it to vertical. Can't see vertical. Over here, save it. Right, since sorry. Uh, should I do it all in the same PCG? It will help it be cleaner. Hmm. 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 It would be cleaner. And it's also a relatively small one. Okay, I'll do I'll just do it all in the same PCG. Delete this. Go back to the horizontal stack. I'm gonna name it just book stack. PCG book stack now. Right, so we'll move this over here. So I'm gonna get on sample 5 work really well. I'm just gonna get vertical books, right? Then bookshelf splines. I'm just calling it book splines now. Right, okay. So I'm gonna go into modeling again. I'm just gonna get the spline that I need straight up. I'm gonna just use this wall as a reference. Let's put it up here. Sure, I'll accept that. Push this here, move it over. Looks good. Call it spline. Let's call vertical book stack. Tag. I'm gonna just copy this over. Right. So now we just debug. Nothing. Nothing. Didn't get anything. Oh, did I give it the wrong tag? Okay, just that here. Delete this. Let's go. It's right there. It's working. Easy. Easy. Oh, sorry. Um, so this one's probably even easier than before. We're gonna do transform point. But the problem is that we can't change the thickness of the book. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna just see what's the result looks like. Oh wow, it's almost it's like perfect already though. Oh, it's already stacked up so well. So I'm just gonna shift this to the middle. I'm just gonna try to this to move the books to be the spline to be in the middle of all the books, or all the books to be in the middle of all the splines. So it's gonna be an absolute offset. We're gonna change this X and Y. I think this is gonna be the thickness is 5. So it's probably a 10. Let it shift. Um let me just show you this selection mode again. This across. I think it's not perfect. 15. Is it? 15 actually looks good. I don't know why it's like diagonal, but I'm not complaining. So we got the absolute. Okay, so we got this. This shifts all the books to the center of the spline. Transform point. And then I'm gonna move this. Wait, I'm not gonna move it. Am I gonna move it? I'm gonna try and move it. So I'm gonna do negative 10, 10. So now it looks like this. No, let's shift it to absolute. Oh, wow. Wow. So let's see if I can move it on the Y. I think we just do negative 5 and then 5. It just will be negative 5 and 5. Right. Why is there like a just one vertical book there? Hmm. Yeah. Spline. Let me try and move this into the. Guess not. Why is that guy right there? Why is he just standing? Why is this one book just like he's what? Why? What's that? Hang on, let me just disable this. Disable. Let me see if there's a way to make this uniform. Unbounded fit to curve. Make fit to curve is what we want. Attributes. Enable. Oh, it's still there. Wait, what? What? What is this? What is this? What is this? Okay, I'm gonna just do absolute rotation. I'm gonna rotate it by 90 and 90. Yeah, I I don't know why that one book was was being that way, but because of the absolute change, right, it's no longer in the center. Because previously it was diagonal, I could just move one axis and it would just move all the books to the center. So I'm gonna just E this so that I can see how far off I am. Actually, not too bad. We just need to move the Y. So the Y is probably half of the X. I'm just gonna do 7 to 7. I think 8 actually. Close enough. Close enough. It's not too important that it be this way. Yeah, it's not too important that it has to be this way. But I rather it be this way. Okay, then we don't need to do uniform scale anymore. So we can scale on the X and Y, but we can't scale the thickness, right? If we scale the thickness, the books will look like it's floating. Unlike this one, at least it kind of makes sense that it can stand on its own, but not this. So we can't. So we'll scale this by 0.7. 0.7. Then we'll do. Hang on, I'm just checking. I think you guys can't see, but I'm just checking whether it's turning the books floating. So thickness can't increase. Oh, my bad, my bad. Maybe I just do. So, we're not supposed to change this one, I think. This one is changing the thickness. One of these values is changing the thickness. Yeah, this x value is changing the thickness. So we can do 0.7 here. 1.3, 0.7, 1.3. Because it's rotated, the difference is a bit more. So you can shift the x value a bit more. The negative of the x value here could be like 10. Okay, whoops. I think it's this value here. So that looks a bit more centered here. Looks really unstable. Really unstable. Let's do 7, 2. Let me disable the debug. I also haven't done the rotation yet. I think it's rotating on this axis. Is it? Because it's not absolute. So we can do 0 to 360. Yeah. And then maybe I'll bind it a bit more to 80, 180. So now this shifting is causing more problems. So we do -5. Yeah, 1. So I'm just trying to make sure it's closer to each other. Maybe 5. 5. 0, 0. No, it's floating. It's floating a lot. Yeah, do absolute rotation. Yeah, it's too crazy. Hmm. 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 The rotation has messed it up. Okay, we don't do absolute. We do 0, 0, 0. This one do 30. Yeah, we don't have to do something too crazy. Now up here, maybe 5. 5. -10. -10. Okay, this -10, too much. -5. This might be too much too. -5. Might do 0 here, 0 here. Okay, -2, -2, 1, 1. Yeah, okay. I'm okay with this. So now I'm moving this to spline. I'm wondering why I couldn't move it to this. Can I group this? Nope. Attach to spline. Nope, can't search. Interesting. I'll move it to book spline. Now it's vertical here. So next thing I kind of want to do is take this book spline here, Control D, make this way smaller, higher. I see now that my spline wasn't perfectly straight. Lower this out a bit. Yeah, 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 perfect. I'm wondering why it's affecting these books. Yeah, right? It's kind of weird. Why is it affecting these books? Select multiple by distance, C. It should give me different arrays. So it shouldn't affect what's getting generated though. Hang on. I do 3. 3 is a bit too thin. Oh, I'm seeing some gaps just now. Now it's a bit better. Now it's not happening anymore. I don't want to pretend that I know what caused that issue. But it seems to have fixed itself. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, you get the rough idea. We're all getting the rough idea how this is gonna look. So I'm gonna leave this here. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is save everything too. The next thing we're gonna do is the trash on the floor, the corners, the edges of the room. Those will be a little bit harder. But I will be using the same plan, I think. So I'm just gonna create a spline, trace out the outline of the floor plan. Right. Then I'll create different islands between each floor plan. And this will be the biggest PCG in this project. It's not gonna be that big either. Maybe medium size. Yeah. Then I think the biggest problem will be the stairs because of all the ledges and different floor heights. I might have to make a separate PCG just to do this one, just to do the stairs. But not a big issue. Yeah, not a big issue at all. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. Take a stretch. Let me take a break, I guess. Let me do stream cuts. Starting soon. Okay, I just gotta type in what I want to write. BRB. BRB. Cuts. BRB. And then duplicate this scene. BRB scene. Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to see this. And then we'll change VRV. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna take a 5 or 10 minute break. See ya. Hello, I'm back. I'm back. Um, right. So just needed like a break, just to walk around and get the blood and juices flowing to my brain. I figure out how to tackle this next PCG here. So the reason why I'm up here on the second floor is because it has a simpler footprint compared to the first floor, and and it will help reduce the amount of reasons or errors to occur if I have just a simpler geometry. Yeah, so I'm thinking right now, let's start easy. We're gonna close this. We don't need that anymore. We're gonna start a new PCG. Why is this here? I'm gonna move this down here. Move that. Gotta update redirectors now. Uh, deletes. Yeah, just making sure everything looks good, looks correct. Alright, since this place already has lights, I'll move this light here. This is not permanent lights anyway, even though it does look a bit good. But I'm just using this light to let me see what's going on. Okay. Yeah. So we'll start with a new PCG here. Let me create a archive folder for things that I'm not using anymore. Big frames, things that I'm not using. Move. The update redirectors. Nice. We're gonna start a new PCG. PCG graph. Default empty graph. PCG floor debris. I'm just gonna call it floor actually. I'm gonna move this to the left again. And then we gotta get spline. Same as before. So get spline data. I'll call it floor trash. Right? So next, we're going into modeling, same steps. We're gonna draw a spline. I'm not gonna do am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do auto tangent, and I'm just gonna draw some simple. Okay, let me sort this too. Yeah, that would be a lot better. Okay. Just make sure that comes here. That becomes a tangent. Okay, let's move this here. That there, here, there, and then we close the loop. Excellent. We accept the spline. Go back to selection. Okay. So this one's an issue here. It's going too far off. This one's another issue here. It's going too far off. And we can do this actually, so that this doesn't go past the wall. Just very simple, very quick adjustments to this spline here. Of course, I'll do the fine tuning once the PCG is done. On the second pass of the set dressing. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just imagining how good this could be. But I imagine a lot of things since I started this portfolio journey. A lot of things hasn't happened the way I imagined so far. Oh my gosh. Okay, next. I will call it floor trash. Right, that's what we named it. Right, floor trash. A Yeah, we gotta do we gotta do must overlap cell by tag floor trash. This one is wrong. Uh-huh. Oh no. Oh no, did I do something wrong? Oh, I didn't drag it in. Didn't drag it in yet. Let's see how big this is. Honestly, this one can encompass the whole house. I'm okay with that. So now we go back here. See, we got data. So this one's gonna be real easy. We're gonna get sample the floor, sample spline sampler. The first one's gonna be by distance 2. And the distance is gonna be maybe 30. We disable this, we enable that. We're just gonna see how much trash we got. Okay, it looks fair. It looks like a fair amount of trash. I mean, 4 points. But next, we're just gonna make it, just, just gotta visualize it, you know, sometimes. Static mesh spawner. Right, I haven't decided on what to use for trash. The fab counter, this all the kitchen stuff. We got construction trash, and we got the, oh wait, no, this one is what we use for the front of this. This is the construction trash. Yeah, then I think in mega scans, I haven't tried out the decals yet. We got bricks and we got cardboard. The cardboard would probably be in the center here because I don't think it would affect the thing. So we'll do bricks. We'll do bricks. Yeah. So let's put in some bricks. I wonder if I can find it just by searching it. Yeah, I can. I'm just gonna put down all the bricks first. Doesn't matter which one gets put down. I just want to have them all. Wait, this is the same one. Is it the same one? No, it's not the same one. Okay. I don't know why Quixel decided to name all their FB access like this. But they did. They did name it like that. So we're gonna go back to lit. Okay, obviously this doesn't look too natural. Um so what I'm gonna do is um reduce it by quite a bit. So let's go and do density noise, quick and easy. Have a filter, density, and move it here. Maybe size 6%. Take this out. Let's take a look at what we have here. Right, right, right. Oh, it looks so good. Nice. Okay, it doesn't look that good now. So the reason why it does not look good is because give me a second here. Let's just look at the abandoned house. What is it called? Victorian interior, old Victorian abandoned. Yeah, it looks garbage. Drop. It looks a bit wild, but it's not like really that bad. So these points could be a bit too much actually. So what I'm gonna do is reduce it some more to maybe 85%. No, a bit more, 92. Okay, nice. So next thing I wanna do is actually go back to spline sampler here. We gotta take another one. Okay, hopefully it doesn't bug out. Hopefully it was just me back then, yesterday. We talk about it like happened not too long ago. So the spacing is not gonna be 100. We're gonna do something lesser than 5. Right. Space between each sample point. Space between lower spacing is small. Okay, we don't need to care about that one. I think this one changes the size of the spline, but let's just take a look at that. Okay, I'm just gonna do noise again, just to see what's Wait, what did I write? Wait, what? Noise. Why did I do that? Oh, okay, it's the same thing. Alright. Density noise. So what I want to see is how crazy it looks. It looks really crazy. So we're gonna change this to maybe 20, 30, unbounded, uniform, drag on surface. Oh, that made it look solid, but it looks crazy still. Maybe I need to change it to 10. Yeah, there we go. That looks like things happening now. Let's see how small I can get it to. Oof. 10. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just gonna move it here. In 15, I'm gonna do 15. Then next is actually, I forgot what is it called actually. Let's just take a look at what Google says. Unreal PCG. Note that finds points around it. Distance node. Calculate distance between set data by connecting project space trees, sphere trees. Three ways to scatter PCG points on the mesh. Random scatter points. Okay, this is actually worth googling. Wondering whether use density noise select points. This node allows you to select random subset point based on a ratio and a seed. Your ratio might not be 3. I think select points is actually what I want. So I'm gonna take this. Select points. I select points in oh oh. So this is actually better than just using density. I can just do select points here. This will be nicer, I think. Let me just destroy this. Yeah, alright. Looks okay. Then so instead of that, I'll do select points here too. No. I won't use select points there. I will distance. We can do distance to density, or let's see what's the other one. Distance, just distance itself. Assign distance attribute to the source. For each source of the point, a distance attribute will be calculated between it and the nearest target point. So we don't need this. We can just do distance to density, set reference point. Can I just give it a reference point like that? No. PCG select point around another point. That's what I want. I can't remember what's the word. Single point, calculate distance, target point, connect the output of the reference point to the target point. Project? No, it's not project. Project is something else. It's not a forest tool. It isn't? Damn. Fundamentals. Generate points. Node seeding. Workflow. Doesn't really talk about word trace or projection. And this allows you to do things like drop points down to the landscape or place mesh. Loops, recursive, get the nodes. That's what I wanted to do. But it only works with landscape. What's ISO lines? As you extract height data from a landscape. Yeah, it works really well with landscape too, even though they said it's not a forest PCG tool. Okay, so it's not gonna show me what I want. I'm just gonna search out what I have here. Let's see what we have here. All points outside actor bounds. Is this it? I feel like well, this is cool actually. This is cool actually. Hang on here. Okay. I think I did this before, but we'll try it again. So let me see what's the surface like. Create spline. Oh wait, I just created another spline. Oh, spline. Create. Oh man, it scared me. Create surface from spline. Right. So if I'm not wrong, what the surface would do for me is that I can sample the surface itself. Surface sampler. Like this. Right? So if you remember before that the sampler you remember before the spline sampler on when I did the volume base, all the little points on those are very uniform. But in this, I can adjust it. It's not uniform anymore because it's a surface sampler. It will just based on the C generate how many points I need. Apply density to points, sure. So now I need to find the value that points per square meter. So I'll do 10. See, look at that. Look at that. It's like easy, easy, easy days. That's a 20, 29. Well, actually, that's not bad. So what I want to do now is actually, you see all these points here. So I want to use the edge of the surface, edge of the spline, and then all these points that are filtered from the edge of the spline to create like a radius, and then choose whatever points that's within this radius to actually PCG out. So that's what I'm trying to do. So we're gonna look at spatial again. Bounds from mesh, clean, spline. Get bounds. Get landscape data. Mutates, projection. Subdivide to point union. That's not right. I feel like I saw something that was close. 4 points outside of actor bounds. Um, that's a bit much. Union. So what I want to find is spline to wait. A real PCG. I mean, I searched it before when I was using AI. Create points grid. Oh shit. Oh shit. I think it's like a track. A track? Is it called a track? A track. A track source points to target points based on max distance and criteria. So this is it. So I'm gonna track this to this. What's the criteria? We don't know, but it's doing the opposite. It's doing the opposite. It's doing the opposite. Oh, okay. So it attracted them all into this one singular point here, right? So what I want to do next is let me see the weights. What does the weight do? Oh, that's pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me just remove the unattracted points. So when you had it at 1, all the points will collect at 1 point. And now that we have it at other things, right? Now that it's not at 1. Now that it's not at 1, we can it will spread out to its original location. So next, we wanna do is give it more distance, I think. We just wanna track more points. And then I'll give it more weight to it. No, it's actually too much. I liked it a little bit more scattered like before. Like that. Right? Then what we'll do next is density filter. Sorry, my typing is not good when I can't when I have a mic in a way. So actually we're getting somewhere now. And it's pretty easy. So with density filter, you don't need to filter too much. I just don't want it to look so round. Inverse filter. Alright, that's pretty good. Let me just extract it a bit more. A bit more stuff. Like that. Right. Looks good. You can take this out. So naturally, what I want to do, transform point. Again, the most useful node in the game. You don't need to do uniform scale anymore. But minimum 1 is pretty good, to be honest. And let's try 4. I want to try 5 actually. And the rotation's not a big deal. So let's do 180 by 180 by 180. Then finally, let's connect this to the spawn nodes. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Didn't even need to try. Obviously the bricks kinda don't look like it doesn't belong at all at the moment. At the moment. So what I wanna do is maybe select lesser. Select a lot lesser. It's not like reducing anything. Oh, there you go, it's reduced, but not too well. I think we'll keep this. Right, the problem is with this being on the row here. So I think we had to do another spline just to remove all the points that are what do I call it? Blocking the actual path itself. Yeah, hang on. So let me look at this without anything. So we can see that this what do I call it? Brick is way brighter than everything else. So I want to see if that brick, right? I know I took the lower what do you call it? Quality mesh, but it's not the lower quality mesh, but I don't think that's the main issue here. It's not the quality of the mesh. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna darken this up a little bit so that the tone kind of matches what we have in the game in the project already. So I think I might darken it a bit too much there. See, this kind of matches now. Actually, it could go a bit darker, but we'll see how it looks. I'll just see like that actually. Let's just see. Yeah, I can go a bit more darker. Hmm. I think it still can go darker actually. Okay, that's too dark. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. I might have to I might have to download the higher quality one actually, because the stretching makes the texture look a bit blotchy. Let's bring this down to 0.3 as well. Actually needs to be a bit brighter. I can see what's going on. I don't think you guys can see it too well. So there's this burnt brick left. Um, this is the burnt brick. If I set the brightness down. Oh, this one's supposed to be brighter, right? It's too bright. Actually, let's see here. I want to up the saturation too. Let's up the saturation. So there we go. It's a bit too high. What did I do? Oh, I was changing this. Change it to lit again. A bit too high. Oh, this is kind of good actually. Now we're looking at this one here. Okay. Now moving on to this one. Okay. That one's good. We're looking at this one. Okay, it's a bit yellower than I imagined. So let's go back, dial it back down. Still a bit too yellow. Dial it here. Yeah, if you don't look at it too closely, it looks alright. Yeah. And right here, these burnt bricks are still kind of dark. Let's see if the saturation can help it out a bit more. Overly saturated. Here it is. Sticking out like a sore thumb. Once again. Honestly, it's not too bad if one or two of it is a bit too saturated, because like bricks are a bit red. So I'll tone this down just a little bit so it looks a little bit reddish. Yeah, it actually looks okay from afar. Okay, we're gonna save it all. I want to see how it looks, right? If I completely remove the traction. It's not bad. So 5 might be a bit too big here. Let's do 3. So without the traction, it's actually a bit too a bit too it's a bit too messy, I think. Just a bit too messy. So what I want to do is take this point, I'm gonna rise it up a bit more. Now I'm gonna raise the weight some more. I'm gonna reduce the density. I feel like not getting enough. I feel like I'm not getting enough bricks. So this one has to be up a bit more. Weights, let's decrease this. Yeah. Oh, let's turn the inverse down first. Okay, let me put the inverse back on. Right, so next we pull the weight up a bit more. A bit more. That. Now I can reduce the amount of points by almost half. So what's left to do is to just fine tune this. Like that here. Here. Like that there. Like that. So I want it to be as close to the wall as possible without any curves. So that's why I'm taking my time with this. Right. Honestly, this can be a bit closer here. Okay, let's take a look. I can reduce the amount of points still. To be honest, this is really catching the light a bit wrongly, I feel. It's still catching a lot more light than I want it to. This breaks. Let's take a look. Oh, I got raided. Oh, thanks. But so just for the yeah, Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for reading me. Um, yeah, so right now I'm actually working on um the debris in my room with PCG. So I'm using this spline here to actually create so let me just show the PCG right now. So I want the debris to hang out around the walls here on the floor. And then so what I've done is actually created a spline, a closed loop spline, and this spline actually outlines the footprint of the floor plan that I have. So I'm working on the top floor itself because the top floor has the most simplest footprint. Then so basically using this spline, I'm creating a surface sampler. I created a surface of the spline, so you can see here. Because the surface sampler actually does a better randomization than the actual spline sampling itself does. Because the spline sampling for interior sampling is very uniform. So I wanted to create a more natural look. So I'm using a surface sampler. Yeah. So finally I used the attract to attract all the points on the surface to a few points that are selected on the spline itself, so that I have like smaller clusters of rocks in the corner here. Yeah. So right now I'm trying to make sure that these rocks, right, it just doesn't look like it's catching the light correctly. So I'm trying to balance the tone right now. Yeah, so I'm trying to reduce the brightness a bit more. So yeah, so not sure if you guys can see this properly. I'm curious. So I'm looking at this brick here. This brick in the corner here. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and tone it down quite a bit more. Yep, and one more. So turn back on the lighting. Yeah, that looks a lot better. But the problem is also that I'm using the low quality, the lower quality models from Fab. I'm not sure whether my stream is still going because it looks like it crashed. Hang on, give me a sec here. Store. Oh yeah, that looks fine. Yep, and one more here. Oh yeah, what's your current project about? Oh nice, thanks. Is it a full-on game? Cause right now what I'm doing is just for my portfolio. I unfortunately got restructured out from my current from my previous role for technical artist. I originally studied as a game designer in university. But due to certain projects that I did during university, I kind of ended up as a technical artist for my first role, and it was pretty fun for me. So I just kept going on with being a technical artist. But the game that I did for the company, the project I did, I ended up doing a lot of technical work, a lot of tools on Unity, 3D Metrovania game. Alice Madness Returns? Oh my god. Little Nightmares. Actually, it's not common that I know all the games people are referencing. Uh, oh yeah? Wait, oh, what's the game? What's the game called? Should I look at it? Should I look it up? I'm actually quite curious now. Yeah, so uh where was I? But isn't it quite Puppet Quest? Oh, you're doing a full devlog? Wow, that's really interesting. Wait, let me see the Steam page first. Let's go. Wait, let me turn on the audio. Uh, for the stream. So, how has been how has optimizing been for you though? I feel like Unreal has been very like a black. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. Has been like a black box to optimize. Yeah. Do you make the music also? Oh, it kind of reminds me of that skeleton game back in PlayStation. Also, the music and the way you swing the sword. Oh. Yeah, man. Yeah, I have the same problem also. So right after finishing my project in the company, we moved on to working on Unreal, and I chose to do PCG stuff. And then, um, yeah, it's just like every time you get like to a certain milestone, right? You're just like, wow, the next milestone, I just can't really do anything unless I redo everything I've done before. Because it's just such a, Unreal is such a black box sometimes. Oh, but you design all the mechanics yourself also? Like, are you just the only person working on this game? Except for the music. I mean, oh, oh, there's a problem that I can't really read what this word says, no? It's the only way. It's cool. It's cool that you did the whole game though. I'm actually I mainly develop on Unity. And when I was working as a technical artist, I'm mostly working on tools and helping with the other artists to integrate their art into the game. Oh, this is a great vibe though. Hmm. In the darkness, you lose your sanity, but you gain curse power, which powers your abilities. The words are if you return to the light, you gain sanity, but no curse power. So you have to bounce between the two. Ah, I see. But what's with the tarot cards though? Are those your abilities? 3D Metrovania, Steampunk. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing the game. How long? Also, how long have you been? How long have you worked on the project itself? Uh, wait, 66 abilities. Oh man, Oh, it's cool. It's a cool game. What would you say was your bread and butter for the project? Or what do you use the most in Unreal? 16 months in. Wow, that's a long time. Actually, the hardest part of game development is just staying motivated to finish the game. Really, even though I was getting paid to do the project, sometimes I just feel like, oh man, this is it. But it's nice. Every time, the good thing about working on a team is that every time you take a break on holiday, you come back and then the whole game looks like a whole new game again. Oh, what do you think is like what do you use the most in Unreal Engine? Like what do you think was like for me right now I feel like PCG could settle most of my level design stuff. Like a lot of what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be centered around PCG. Or have you or do you feel like every single or do you feel like just wow actually quite hard to say, right? I don't know what kind of tools do you actually gravitate back to in Unreal though? Because I'm also quite interested to explore other stuff after PCG. But right now, in my mind for my portfolio, I'm planning for 3 projects, including this one. Then after the 3, I want to explore different parts of Unreal. Geometry brush. Also 3D text is quite useful. Oh, geometry brush. Is that this one here, right? Is it this one? Is it part of modeling? So you just use it to build your levels with geometry brush? Hmm. Uh, so now just regular things you drop into the levels. It's not in the modeling section. Hmm. I'm not sure whether I'm thinking about the same geometry brush. You haven't seen anything about PCG itself, right? Uh I think in PCG you can use geometry brush to create a volume. And then within that, so within you can use that same geometry to sample points, and then you can create like cool effects. If you've seen this showcase from Unreal about PCG, you can actually see that they use it to create like this anti-gravity space horror kind of thing. No, it's okay not to use it, man. It's still in beta. Just yesterday, I was working on this over-engineered PCG graph, and the point sampling on the spline wasn't working. Just because I think it's just because like the graph just got too big, and then it was taking too long to load up the whole PCG graph. It's not too stable yet, but if you're doing it like pre-production, like just placing out these objects, you can actually go over to here and then you can just bake the objects that you already placed. Oh, it's somewhere. It's somewhere. I think you just choose generate here, and then I think you'll bake the objects that you place that the PCG graph has placed for you already. So then when you run the game, it doesn't take up any more processing power, and it'll just act like normal static meshes. So right now I'm actually ah, so yeah, I just remembered what I wanted to do. So actually, there's this one issue is that I have created this spline to line up all this debris around the edges of the room, right? But the problem is that the pathway that I'm planning my cameras to move has this debris along the way too. So I'm trying to add in another spline to use as a difference right here. So it should be working. I mean, I'll just call it path spline, maybe path spline. And then I'll sample the data. All work actors by path spline. Yeah. How long are you planning to support your game? Is there any more updates you planning to do on Puppet Quest? Brush modeling. Draw spline. Auto tangent. That's good. So right now I'm just drawing a generic path that I'm gonna be using for a little bit until I've decided. I hit accept. Let's fix this curve up. Oh, it's not out for. Oh, I thought you said you were gonna release it. Oh, I guess just for the early access. Whole lot of updating it. Have you? Uh, I don't know how to explain this. I kind of always get this anxiety when I want to show a new project to my friends. Do you have that same feeling also, or you just went straight to having them play testing it? Oh, well, because I'm on. Hang on, let me pull this out. I can't believe I didn't even wish this. I need the support. Oh man, have you tried Niagara also? I mean, you must have, right? Because you got all the effects. Oops, what's that? Can I wish this already? Yeah, let's go. I really like your game, man. No problem. I hope I'm the first one to wish it. I mean, I don't hope, but it'd be nice. But I really like it, man. It looks really. It has like a certain charm to it. It reminds me of back when I used to play on the PlayStation. The music is also really good. You chose a good song. Uh, but yeah, I need to check whether this is getting me the points I need. It's not. Path spline. Oh, I haven't given it a tag yet. Spline actor. Let's call it path spline. Oops. Should call it spline path. Call it tag. Path spline. Yeah, now it works. Now we sample spline. Lucky number 13. No, you'll definitely get there, man. I hope you get 10,000. Get a great start. Thinking of releasing a demo? So now that I created the spline here, I'm gonna have to generate uh more points so that I can get a nicer estimation of the curve. The distance, I'll do like, doesn't have to be that accurate. I'll just do 30. So it's pretty good right here. I'm gonna have to set bounds now. Bounds, modifier. I'll do 10. I just want it wide enough to, well, it's too big. What's going on? Um, Maybe I'll use transform point instead. Set absolute scale. Oh, why is it so crazy? Epic Mecha Grand. Kind of like the old school channel. Oh, I'm working on a demo. So what's your project about? Oh, dude, my project has not. So this is not really a game. What I'm doing is not really a game. So um I don't want to show I don't want to show my actual portfolio because it has a picture of me in real life and I don't want to dox myself yet. Uh but basically in my tech art portfolio is mostly it's the actual game that I made for my company, which showcase all the tools that I made for them. And actually that's a pretty strong portfolio already. But the thing about uh, a technical portfolio for an artist, a technical artist, is that a lot of people who goes into that portfolio and they see just like tools and things that doesn't look good, right? They just instantly kind of click off and they just brush you off. But the people who do not brush me off, they actually welcome it. But most of the time when you're applying for jobs, you're looking at HR people. So they're comparing you with um people who were originally environmental artists, character artists who created really cool art already looking that looks like this or way better than this. So so what I need to do is just that showcase that I have the ability to actually establish a good environment. Oh no. So basically this is not a game at all. I'm just doing this as a one-off project. Does that make sense? Like I create just one scene, right? And then I just do all the tools to make this scene look good. And then once it looks good, I take a screenshot. Oh, the one I work for on my company, um, it's not that big. But oh man, okay, oh man. I feel like once I show it, then people, okay, I'll just show it. But I didn't get to choose the game, right? But it's called Parallel NFT. Um, Parallel TCG, where it's a NFT game. But my company that I worked at was Electric Square. Um, so we made this card game. I did the UI.
Parallel offers various game
Sorry,
modes.
let me hit this out. Let me hit the mute. So I did the UI materials and then I worked on a lot of the UI stuff, a lot of the shop. I did the playing field and the cards graphics, implementing the graphic stuff and then making optimization. A lot of instant meshes here. I wonder whether they'll show any gameplay. No, not on this one. Uh, Let me see. Watch trailer. But basically, I wasn't involved in the actual asset creation. What happened? I wasn't involved in the asset creation, but I did a lot of integration.
Eons ago.
Sorry, integration. A lot of cutscenes. A lot of FX firing. A lot of problem solving. Yeah, but you're familiar with materials and all that, right? So I did a lot of solutions for all their how do I say this? So when you work on games like this, where let's take the whole crypto stuff out of it, where people who do NFT and people who buys NFTs, a lot of it is about buying the actual art of the game. So you gotta make the art look good. So because of that, there's a lot of
Parallel is a free to play game, meaning that
optimization. There's a lot of optimization that you need to do for, like, every card is a 4K image, and then you have a deck of 40 cards, right? And then it's crazy. It gets pretty crazy very fast. And then within each card, they have a lot of UI elements. So within so we did this all in Unity. So when you um so if I use the concept of Unreal, right? If a card is an actor, within the actor, there's like over 200 to 300 child elements for all the different uh symbols that you need in the card. I don't know if they show. Maybe I can look up some videos of people playing the game. Yeah, I wasn't part of the design or anything, so I don't have
Isn't it
any
nice
comments for
when things are as good as gold?
game.
You know,
Let me mute this.
nice.
Yeah, let me just pull up the game. Yeah, so this store was another big issue about optimizing these things, because you got so many high definition images. How do you play videos? They wanted to play videos in the cards, and then they got all these little things, like all these numbers here and symbols are all are all UI elements. So it really adds up in a game. Like if each card is like 2 to 300 UI elements, right? And you got 40 cards in a deck, and then you have to play, and there's no limits to amount of. So the gameplay is that you have no limit to the amount of cards that you can play on the field. So it gets really crazy really fast, like the amount of game objects that is in the scene. So a lot of the work that I did was something like that. Yeah. A lot of the work was trying to figure out showcase how to show that everything is there, but actually finding out ways to hide it or to make it more optimized. This guy didn't show any gameplay at all. Begins guide. Maybe I just type gameplay. Uh, I hope I didn't bore you bore you in all the explanation, but yeah, when I'm doing technical stuff, it's just pretty boring to talk about. If you're, oh man, did I just like bore you with the explanation of tech art? But it's a lot more fun than what I mentioned. When you're in the weeds and figuring out problems, it's like, oh, thank you so much. It's the first one. It's my first project after I did uni. I interned in that company, and then I worked on that project from the beginning to release like 1.0, if I'm not wrong. So I got pretty lucky. I think, like, if it's not for how bad the job industry is right now, I think I would have been, yeah, I would have continued working there. Yeah. Okay, so I got the transform point here. Wait, let me see if it's actually, yeah, okay. So I guess I can make this smaller. I don't really need this to be that big. I'm gonna have to lock that. Don't have to do uniform scale either. I just want to make it thick enough so that this can be a pile. Yeah. Then I'll use this over here. Do difference. I'll undo this so that we can see what's going on. So we got a bunch of rocks here. We'll difference it. Do you plan to work professionally as a? I mean, I'm assuming this is a hobby project, your Poppy Quest. Or are you like right, solo dev? I mean, you could have a company as a solo dev, but I'm assuming it's just your hobby project. So yeah, so all these rocks are removed now. Let me just adjust this so that I can actually double check that it's removing stuff. Yeah, it is. I need to move out one more here so that it's not jumping up. Or what? If you don't mind me asking, are you working right now? Are you like studying and then working on this game on the side? Stream working on it, so it's kind of. Oh, I mean, you might as well stream it, right? It's so interesting. I mean, for people like us, I assume that it's cool to watch people do devlogs. I mean, most of my free time I usually spend it on working on my own game dev stuff too. These rocks are done. So now I want to put in some random trash. So on this spline, maybe I'll do a track too. I think this one. So we're doing a track. Target is this. Then let's remove the weights. Remove unattracted points. Oh, so it looks like this now. I have a business that I typically do 80-hour weeks. Oh no! Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. Oh man, 80-hour weeks. No man. Oh man, that's horrible. Oh man. I mean, oh yeah. Oh man, I can't imagine how you stream and still work on your solo project. So the reason why I started working on my portfolio is that after I got restructured out, laid off, right? I actually got a couple of offers to different companies, but one of the offer got rescinded because the company uh couldn't afford to hire any more people, so their headcount got frozen. And then the second offer um supposed to happen next month, but the thing is they was telling me about waiting for their financial report. So after when they're doing their financial report, the guy told me that his team got laid off, and I was like, oh man, that sucks, man. Then my offer got rescinded. Then the week after that, that studio got shut down completely, man. Two branches in that company got shut down completely in two different countries. So from when I heard that news, then I thought like and right now like the job markets for the game industry is pretty bare bones, pretty dry. Yeah, it's pretty rough. So I just thought that, it's gonna take like maybe a couple of months before, if couple of months if I'm lucky, before all the positions, all the job positions get opened up again. So I thought it's a good time to just not think about applying for more roles and just focus on my portfolio, and hopefully I can get into a AAA company. Right now, like the previous place I was at is not really isn't it's called a co-developing firm, a co-developing company. Basically, other companies who wants to make game would hire uh the co-developing company to increase their manpower, and once their project is done, they'll be like, oh, contract's over. Now you guys move on to do something else, kind of thing. But obviously in this job market where nobody wants to spend more money than they have to, going into companies that actually make their own games is a more secure option. And who doesn't want to do the next big AAA game? Right? So I'm gonna do a density filter here. So I don't need this many points. Maybe lesser, even lesser. Alright, probably even lesser than that. Yeah. Actually I could do just a little bit more points. So this one's I'm gonna lay out like maybe a bit of trash on the floor. A bit more like flat trash on the floor, but I haven't gotten all the assets yet. Or maybe on my second set dressing pass, I will add more assets to this PCG. But for now, but I think this is a cardboard. Yeah. I will just add 3 cardboard pieces. Just enough to see how it looks like. Get the idea of the whole thing. Okay. So let me go into games. Look at that. I didn't even do anything and it looks nice. Again, that's definitely rough. I tell people getting into it. Yeah, man, it's so tough. But I've chosen this life, man. I originally, before game dev, I've studied civil engineering, but man, I just can't take it, man. It's just not for me. I'm just that one kind of guy that just can't do anything that he's not interested in. But when I'm interested in something, it just takes over my whole life, I guess. Like even before streaming and stuff, I'm just doing this just for fun. Uh, I have my own project in Unity right now, but it's nothing like there's basically no assets in it, and I'm just testing out just testing out all the new features. So Unity 6 came out, right? And it came out with Unity multiplayer services. And it's just basically a few clicks and a few scripts, and then you can get like co-op running. And you can use you can use Unity services to get everybody connected, and you don't have to open any ports or anything. Yeah, so I've been dabbling in that in my own free time. And one of the challenges is that deciding what systems that you want to allocate into the server and what systems you want to run on the client itself. So like if you depending on what kind of games you want to make, like the server has to know the positions of all the players, and then the players can't just move however they want. without having the approval of the server. But every time you get this approval from the server, it's actually taking up a lot of bandwidth, and there's a lot of information going back and forth. So you want to offload as much of that work into the client as much as possible. So things like, let's say if I'm making a multiplayer roguelike, so every level is random, procedurally generated, right? So I don't actually have to have my server generate the level and then tell the clients that, hey, at coordinate 000, put a pillar there, and then this, that, right? It doesn't need to do that. So as long as the algorithm is within every client itself, the server just has to send a single seed, a series of numbers. If you played Minecraft, you know what a seed is, right? And then every client will generate the same map for themselves, and it doesn't, yeah, and it just works like that. So you just have to figure out like what part you want the client to run and what part you want the server to run. And then for a technical artist, one of the problem is that, like, I mean, you made your game the Poppy Quest, right? So Puppet Quest, sorry. So one of the things is that the character animations, like whether you're standing on ground, standing in water, you have walking sounds and swimming, jumping, all that, and all this state information. Do I really need to send it to a client, like tell the client that, oh, your character is swimming now, or whether he's walking right now, or whether I can just send in like a vector tree variable, and then the client itself can decipher all that information for himself. So something like if the vector tree is the velocity of the character, if it's 000, then the client can assume that the character is idling. And if it's like 1, if the z-axis is like 1 and it's not like on the floor, the same level as the floor, the client can assume that, you know, his character is either jumping or falling. So the difference between falling and jumping is just actually the speed of your character going downwards. So once all you have to do is create a threshold for how fast you want the player to be considered falling, and then the client can just do all that calculations by himself, and the server can offload a lot of the work into the client. Okay, I'm going too technical into it, but that's what I've been thinking about for my Unity project. But yeah, but knowing all this stuff just helps me when I work professionally, when we're designing systems. There's a lot of ways to go about doing certain stuff, and then there's pros and cons, and whether you want to deal with all these problems the same way or differently, whether you choosing one option over the other is just a matter of what kind of problems you want to solve at the end of the day. That's all. And whether we're equipped to solve it and have the budget, not monetary budget, but like computer budget, the memory on the processing budget to do it. Goodness knows I can always get behind less for greater reward. What does that mean? Goodness knows I can always get behind less. Uh, so I noticed, while you explain that to me, I noticed that some of the cardboard is actually underneath the carpet. I Yeah, that's the best actually. The term is called keep it simple, stupid. is one of the programming acronyms that a lot of people like to use. But basically, less is more. Like I told you yesterday, I had this PCG graph that was over-engineered. It had too many points of failure, too many places where it can go wrong. That was too hard to fix. So I ended up just doing a simple PCG here, which is just based on this one spline. Hang on, let me try to click this spline. Okay, yeah. You just get too lost, man. You get too lost because you just get too excited, Like you're like, oh, I can do all this cool stuff. I can make your character fly. If I do it like this now, and then if the specification changes in the future, I'm ready. I'm ready for all of that. You're always over preparing, and then it goes wrong real fast, too fast. But it's pretty wild if you're working in a team. There's a lot of good things about working in a team and a lot of bad things working in a team. One of the bad things is that sometimes people you make a plan and then some people would feel that they have a better idea but they won't mention it, and then they do it themselves, and then you only find out like late into into the whole building stage that he changed the way you thought it was gonna work, and then you have so many more problems you have to deal with now. And yeah, so a lot of the optimization issues were due to that reason for the previous project. I don't I don't want to say too much about it and then get myself in trouble. So this transform point, what was I doing with this? Oh, it sets the scale. Over here, a track. Okay, so I'm just gonna move the cardboard up by just a little bit. 21 points. Offset min, I think, yeah, just by 1. Yeah, looks good. And then I'm gonna rotate this by maybe a couple degrees. This will be -2 will be good. Just to give it some more variety. Yeah, I think that's just part of learning how to be a good leader. I guess be be more open to be more open to how other people work and not to expect perfection straight away, I guess. I learned, yeah, I learned that pretty when you're in university, especially in game design, in a course where you're doing creative work, a lot of people have a lot of strong opinions about their ideas, and everybody thinks their idea is the best, and you'll clash a lot because of that, and you'll create a lot of problems, and that's when you really realize that your team is only as good as your weakest link. Oops. And you turn this off to see. That is it? Okay, nice. I had one when I was in university. I had a team where there's 4 of us, 4 designers, but we all took up pseudo roles. Basically, one person was a producer, another was a designer, and we had a technical lead this person said that she could code really well. So when we told her the idea for the game, it was like a rhythm-based deck builder kind of thing. And it's like a really not a really you common project that you see every day. You know, so you don't really get the tutorial. You don't go on YouTube and you can search out, I want to make a rhythm-based a rhythm-based card game. So it's not that easy, and she said she could do it, you know. So we all believed her. But in the end, like, I mean, she couldn't. I mean, she really just couldn't. She basically, it was our first time doing a project together or in school. It's our first course, and she never worked in C# before, so she had no idea what she was in for. But it really screwed over our whole group really badly because she didn't want to look bad, and she didn't look bad like she didn't do any work either, and nobody was saying that she didn't do any work. But she don't want like rumors going about, so she'll start talking about how other people is giving her impossible work to do or something like that. And it's really tough. Sorry, I kind of like end up rambling on. We might have missed the point there. Close loop, sorry. But yeah, like, but that's the most drastic form of over expecting someone to do something a certain way. I don't know. We all come from different backgrounds back in school, and I'm just trying to think about a situation where I can talk about it without making it sound like the other person was being overly uh trying to sabotage everyone else. Because it's not really the case. I kind of understand where everyone is coming from. But that's just design work. People got opinions about their own things. So basically what I'm doing right now is too many bad groups, too little trust. Just pay independent contractors. Uh there is do you feel like there's a cognitive cost in paying for independent contractors? Do you feel that you have to double check their work every time they submit? Oh, I need to give it a tag. It's about false spine. Nope. Raw trash. Sure, though I'm always paying for specific tasks. They aren't staying on or anything, so it's not too hard dealing with them. Or what kind? Can you give me an example of what kind of tasks you usually hire them for? I'm quite interested to know. Just want to make this. So now set dressing is really easy for me since I've already kind of have this down. I mean, I already did all the PCG work. So now I just need to line up the splines. Even though it's not perfect, it will just show what I need it to look like. And so I'm putting it in actual use case now for the spline. Right, so I'm noticing that this path spline is actually too wide for the downstairs area, so I'm gonna change it. Voice acting museum. Yeah. Sometimes I feel that if you ask a private contractor to work on like code or blueprint, they kind of do things in a way that is very short term. And that's where all my stress comes from. They kind of like just it's okay. He just told me to make this character jump. He didn't tell me that it needs to be physics. So you just like, oh, what's going on? Maybe it's just me. Switching it to 50 might help. 50 might be too white still. 30. Yeah. So I had this problem with the stairs where there's no trash at all. Yeah, but that problem might have to be for next time because I haven't figured out exactly how I want to do the stairs yet. Exactly, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. So I'm not the only one. So you're writing C++, not Blueprint, or your project? I'm gonna add in more books just to make things look nicer. We'll change the unlit. Blueprints in Unreal Engine, no point in C++, too slow to implement stuff. JavaScript true though before coming. To be honest, doing just one language, I feel like as long as you know how to do one language, you're qualified to do all languages. I feel that way. So you tried C++, right? Am I the only one who feels that C++ on Unreal is slow? Not as in like it's hard to as in like it's hard to make something work, but as in like it just runs really badly on Windows or something like that. Exactly. But I don't know why it's like it's such a huge thing for people like, oh, you never done Java. You only did Java for 1 year. It's not exactly what I'm expecting for a new hire right now. Not that it has happened to me, but I feel like that's what everybody kind of saying. Let me move this down a little bit more. Oh, what business do you actually run by yourself though? But it's okay if you don't want to say. Hmm. Oh, I never use E++ in Unreal Engine. Everybody I saw using it hasn't progressed up. They take ages to do anything. I picked up Unreal Engine because Blueprint was so fast to implement everything. Time is the most. Yes, I agree. Oh, oh, oh. Is it as good as I think it is collecting cards? Is it is it awesome? Like you get to open packs every day. Oh man. Like way before the internet, I remember sitting outside of my local card shop and then some guy would buy a box of booster packs and all of us kids would just huddle around him and watch him do his own um um what do you call it? Pack opening session. And we were just sitting there for like 2 hours watching him open packs. That was my childhood, man. Oh. Well, Blueprints is really fast. No, no, why, why? You were so close to greatness, man, and you didn't. You don't open packs. Oh man, so close. It's true. It's true. But you gotta feed your child, the inner child in you, and open packs. The smell of new cards, feeling that nice foil, putting it in your folder. It's all part of it, man. But yeah, I get, you gotta have money to do what you like to do. But so close to greatness, man. But where I'm from, magic cards are pretty expensive. I only got into Pokemon cards. Um, but yeah, Pokemon cards were also pretty expensive. I got Pokemon cards and what was the other one? Yu-Gi-Oh? I think it's Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. But what got you started on selling packs though? Oh, that's pretty good. Clipping. I don't think anybody will notice that. Oops. I'm lagging a bit. It's pretty good. I'm gonna need the horizontal. Earlier this year I sold 25,000 bulk rares. Oh my god. We restart. Oh my gosh. Man, I wish I had that opinion, man. Oh man, I just saw a bug. Do you guys see this? What is this? What happened? What happened? Oh my gosh, what is this? Okay, wait. I don't want to deal with that right now. I need to write that bug down so I can fix it. I used to show up at tournament and trade cards for profit. It just turned out to be oh wow. Man. Man. I wish I had such a good have such an entrepreneurial spirit. Oh, how long do you usually hold those rare cards though? Few years? Do you just do it out of your room? Sorry, let me write down my box. Horizontal book. Rotation, not right. Book. Sorry, I have a separate notebook for bugs. For now. So I'm gonna stack up this vertical. Where are these vertical book stacks? Over here. Oh, oh, must be great. Oh, must have been a great feeling selling cards and then renting out the whole office just for it. Must have been a big milestone. Why does it do that all the time? Move this down. Grateful bot. Bro, man, you have so much energy. You have so much energy, man. I cannot imagine doing something for 80 hours and then carrying on to doing something else for another 80 hours. So right now, I'm trying to fix the light in this room. This is like the only window I have in this whole house. And I want just some silhouette going on, maybe somewhere, landing somewhere here. Hopefully. So where is this sun direction now? Oh, it's going this way. Yeah, let's move it down like that. Okay, this looks like the afternoon sun. I don't want that. That's closer to what I want. That's pretty good. That's pretty good actually. Okay. I'm gonna move this back all the way. Oh man. You get bored, you have nothing to do, and then you choose to suffer one more time in the game dev industry. You you are born to suffer with me. When I decided to join game dev, I was like, I'm gonna be eating grass for my whole life. I'm almost 100% sure. And I did. I am eating grass. I'm gonna adjust this. I need a little bit of light here. Well, I don't like this shadow here. So what I'm gonna do is turn off the shadow. Um, yeah, so there's this hotspot going on. So what I'm trying to do now is just give enough light to this whole room without um creating this hotspot. Just give some mood lighting. So there are certain spots, I'm not sure whether it's turning up on stream well enough, but like certain spots is not showing enough details because I have a bunch of books here. I just want to show a bit more details and without using highlights or anything, just yet, not using any yet. So I just want to give this room a bit more of a mood. So what I usually do is I switch to inverse. Then I turn this down. Then this lighting is going way down. Hang on, specular scale. I think I can. Specular scale will turn this hotspot down too. See how it's going away, but it's still staying bright. One downside uh of setting the inverse scale down is that, or the light fall off exponent down, is that you have to play with really small numbers. If not, your whole room will get really, really bright. So in my head, yeah, this was definitely a bad choice for our so wait. No, don't think like that. Game dev is about having fun. It's about keeping the inner child alive, and the outer adult unhappy and tired. um, ever feel like you wanna wanna be part of a part of an organization instead of leading one? Like I know you said you want to start your own studio, but would you consider like joining one smaller one just to uh learn the ropes? So the scene I'm trying to do is like abandoned house slash drug den slash a place where hobos come to squat. So the lighting I want to do is maybe like a sickly green, sickly yellow kind of color. So I'm gonna try doing that now. So this point like 3. So one of the problem here is that this light, the directional light from the sun, is too warm, and this color is mostly associated with so we turn off temperature. Like warm color is usually more homely. So I'm trying not to be too afraid. It's gonna go through a few iterations, but I'm gonna try not to be afraid and use a bit more color in my light here. Oh, that's too green. So I'm gonna work on yellow and green for now, and then maybe I'll try to go into a bit of a different color, contrasting color. I'm not sure to highlight more places of interest. Okay, this light is too bright. Let's go 0.2. Yellow is not what I want. Green, green. I'll see. I'll see how it looks. So this sickly yellow here. I'm gonna up this. Oh, my eyes. 3. Uh, 3 is too high. 1. Maybe I'll up this a bit more. It's a lot better. There's still the exponential fog to adjust. Going to be underpaid is going to be my own project. Oh man, I wish I can say that. But you're right. I mean, you're already working your own business. Why would you want to get underpaid and do somebody else's grunt work, right? Okay, the sunlight is actually not doing me any favors here, so I'm gonna turn it back. Let's see here. Where is it facing? This way. This way. Let me turn it back up. Sticks. Maybe the scorching sun kind of vibe will make things look better. Okay, I'm gonna take this blueprint that I did here and put it on this wall. Uh, oh shit. Wait, this is not a blueprint, is it? EP wall blueprints. Oh, this is a PCG. I need to go to my blueprints. Uh, I need to find my box. Wait, what? I see my spline, but I don't see my box, my collision box. What? Hang on, I'm gonna delete this. Oh, it just doesn't care. Okay, then I'll just pick a new one. Or something's gone wrong, I think. It doesn't select multiple. Let me go into my PCG. Let me save everything. Okay. Close that, close that. Go to my PCG. My tag wall. How long have you been streaming though? How long before? Because I saw that you have quite a big following. I need to select multiple, save, and that should work. Spline. Yeah, there we go. Rotate. Oops. Hmm. Hmm. Almost a year. Let's go. I only just started like I mean it's in my title but like 6 days ago. But I think my audio is a bit cringe, like maybe the past few videos. Maybe even now. I haven't checked. But at least you can understand what I'm saying. Um so there's a problem with how I'm doing this. I think one of the transform points here uses absolute rotation. Hmm. Let me see here. Eh, maybe I need to keep the absolute rotation on. And then unbounded project onto surface. I think we'll get it to work. Nope. Okay, that's another problem. So it's like, yeah, I'm really thankful you raided me. It's not a review. I mean, I've been enjoying my time streaming, but it's more interesting to be able to talk to people. Oh, I deleted something that I shouldn't have. Oh no. Okay, I got it back. So I need to delete just this one spline. Wait, what? Why is this still here? Might have messed up. Okay, it's fixed now. I had to fix that during my second pass of art. I'm just gonna keep decorating this spot then. Since October, so 1 year is 12 months. And then you've been working on this project by yourself for like 3 months, is it? And then uh and then you decided to start streaming double dip. Yeah, it's pretty fun. But I feel bad sometimes when my audio is bad and I didn't know. I only found out after the stream. Um, Actually, this greenish tone is not bad, but the problem is that there's a lot of clutter in the way. So like this, I don't need the exponential fault yet. It's 16 months, so 4 months by yourself first. Oh, yes, I figured out the setup for my audio. Thanks for telling me. I was just like messing around with how far the microphone has to be. Uh, now it's like four knuckles and one thumbs up distance away. Um, I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, but yeah, YouTube's not that popular for streaming, I think. But people, some reason, like just one or two people pop into the vlogs, the VODs, just to see. Um, I'm surprised they actually watched that long. I had one guy that watched like an hour and 30 minutes of a 3 hour stream. So of a 3 hour VOD of a stream. So that's interesting to me. And I appreciate that one guy. Big fan. I got my first YouTube subscriber today also. Um Trying to make this feel a bit more cooler, but also Also still yellow and not green. Oh, I see what's going on. So what's happening is I'm using Linux, and every time I'm focused on another program, the the programs that are not being focused darkens a bit, and then it makes it look a bit more cooler than it's supposed to be. Because they consider this little color picker as a other window pop-up. Thank you so much. I'll just, I appreciate every follow. I appreciate every subscribe. But I'm not doing this for the stream. But it would be nice to be popular. You followed. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'm mainly doing this for the portfolio. And I like it. Like just the other day, like some guy from the uh who has been in the game industry for over 10 years dropped in and then was talking to me about Unreal and helped me out with debugging my blueprint. Even though the blueprint didn't work out, it was cool to be able to talk to someone in the industry longer than I've been. My previous company was also work from home, 5 days of the week, work from home every day. We only meet up for social gatherings and to eat. So it was pretty lonely. I'm like working in my own bubble for 3 years. There was no other technical artists on the team. Like once in a while, a technical artist will join the project, but it's like a transitioning project. So they finish their own project and then they're transitioning to another one. So they'll pop into my project, do like 1 or 2 tasks, and then they'll move on. So I never really got an opportunity to exchange ideas, talk about stuff. But the culture here is also very the culture in my country is very I don't want to sound mean, but like very selfish. Like nobody wants to share what they're good at. And I mean it's just like the fear of being replaced, I guess. Maybe. Or it's just not the culture to share for them. Yeah, it's just I mean, I wish it wasn't that way, but unfortunately, I was part of an MNC also, so there was a lot of different cultures. But I don't know why. I don't know why my country is like this. uh, so now I'm looking at this light, and it feels okay. But the problem is now that I remove the shadow, I have no shadows. So I'm gonna use spotlight. So bright. I'll sit down. Thanks to Lumen, you don't really have to care about how many lights you use in the game anymore. So I'm gonna turn this outer cone out a little bit. Set this to greenish. Do 2. Yeah. It's the way of my country. It's too focused on the way we look, I guess. How we look socially to other people. It's kind of okay. But this, I want to see if I can change the color of the emissive. Okay, the answer is no. Then I might not use it. It's just not working. So it has to be a bit more yellow too. The green look is not working out for me. Looks like it's gonna be a yellow scene with maybe a tint of green. Maybe I'll try whites for the point lights just to see how it looks. 0.05.